Developing snowstorm taking aim at the Bluegrass State. I've got the latest first call for snowfall.
Andy Beshear giving his State of the Commonwealth address tonight, what he had to say about the state's economy, COVID-19, and other issues.
And the new actions by the CDC today as Omicron cases surge around the country and right here in Kentucky.
With First Alert Weather, this is WKYT News.
Good evening, and we're so glad you're with us here at 10 o'clock on the CW Lexington. We're also bracing for winter weathers just around the corner tomorrow across the Commonwealth. We have also just learned that Fayette County Public Schools will be closed tomorrow due to expected snowfall.
Yeah,
cheers.
WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking the timing of this snowfall as our first alert weather day continues. Chris, what's it looking like?
Yeah, we're going to get the first round of snow into central Kentucky tomorrow morning, first half of the morning, and then from there, that's going to progress toward the east and northeast as the morning and early afternoon hours wear on. WKYT First Alert Weather Day that goes through the day on Friday. Snowstorm and Arctic cold across the region. This is a widespread snowstorm, anywhere from 3 to 8 inches of snow, and I can't rule out now some locally higher amounts trying to show up across parts of eastern and southeastern Kentucky especially, and then we follow all that up with bitterly cold air with single-digit lows by the time we get into Friday. Winter storm warning is out across the counties that are shaded in the pink. Winter weather advisory to the north. What you're likely to wake up to tomorrow morning, and hopefully we can get an upgrade in this before 11 o'clock, is Lexington, Jessamine County, back toward parts of E-Town. I think this corridor is likely to be included in the new round of winter storm warnings that would be coming out as we go into later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Brand new call for snowfall. I've upped the totals, and I moved everything just a little farther to the north. We even put that 4 to 8 inch line right on top of Fayette County with a 2 to 5 inch swath to the north. It tails off quickly farther north and northwest, but this appears to be a very widespread 4 to 8 inch snowfall with the locally higher amount potential that will be showing up across sections of eastern and southeastern Kentucky. Radar picture, nothing is on it. Hey, the radar is picking up on some flakes out here to our west as expected. It's falling into some dry air, so that stuff isn't reaching the ground just yet. The storm is still off to the west of us. What will happen is this thing kind of rounds the bend a little bit. All of a sudden, you're going to see snow increasing into western Kentucky before daybreak, and from there, it really expands the farther east that it goes, and it gets heavier as it gets into central and eastern Kentucky. So, guys, we're going to see snowy roads across the region as we go into tomorrow. We'll break down those threats in greater detail with a new hour by hour in just a few minutes.
Okay, interesting day ahead tomorrow, and once again, no school in Lexington tomorrow. Fayette County Public Schools closed for your Thursday. Governor Andy Beshear gave his third State of the Commonwealth address tonight, highlighting the economic progress the state has made amid a tough year that's been full of tragedy.
He also called for unity and cooperation in the new year and says he hopes to move the state forward. WKYT's Chad Hedrick was there. He's live at the state capitol right now. Chad, what stood out to you tonight in this address?
Well, Amber, the governor started off by saying that 2022 we're coming into this year with excitement and optimism. However, he says we cannot forget the fact of the challenges that we had in 2021, especially in the final weeks with Mother Nature and those devastating tornadoes and, of course, a continuing pandemic.
Our Commonwealth is strong. It is strong because we are strong.
Signs of optimism from Governor Beshear Wednesday night after a year of adversity, saying despite the challenges in 2021, Kentucky is not backing down.
We care deeply for one another. And while they may knock us down, no tornado, no pandemic, no flood, no ice storm can break us, because we do not break.
This is the third legislative session in a row to be impacted by the pandemic. Last year, the governor's address was virtual. In his address Wednesday, he says Kentucky has the tools to defeat the virus and encourages everyone to use them.
Right now, people can drive or even walk to multiple locations where they can receive free of charge COVID testing or a vaccination or a booster. Get your booster.
After the address, House and Senate Republican leaders were asked specifically about the pandemic as cases rise at record rates.
Naturally, you're going to be alarmed. I think both of us have advocated that individuals need to take the shots. People need to realize this is here, and we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to move forward. We can't sit back and quarantine and stay in the house and not live. We've got to get out and move this economy, move this state, move our education systems forward.
And as the governor ended his address tonight, he called for that continued unity amongst lawmakers as we go through the rest of this session, saying we really saw a lot of that in the wake of the devastation. House Speaker David Osborne said that he and the Senate President Stivers have had several conversations with the governor, especially in the last 2 weeks or so, about legislation specifically for Western Kentucky to make sure that these communities have the tools and the funding that they need as they continue to rebuild.
And I noted there was a lot of applause during that time, and he talked about the unity out there. Chad, next week, though, the governor will be right back in the chamber. He'll give his budget address. I know he mentioned briefly some of the things that will be included in that. What were they?
Well, he said one thing will be historic investments in education, also talking about essential workers, saying that we really need to focus on recruitment and retention for teachers, nurses, Kentucky State Police, and that also includes state workers. And he mentioned pay raises there. He also wants to invest in infrastructure across Kentucky, a world-class airport, as he calls it, in Paducah, water and sewer lines across the Commonwealth, and expanding the Mountain Parkway as well. And he also says that there will be a Brent Spence companion bridge that will go up without tolls. And on the pay raises, rather, Stivers said that we asked him if he favored that, and he said it depends on the logistics behind it and also being competitive with the private sector, saying that there's really been a new minimum wage standard set throughout the pandemic. It's not by any statute or anything but really just how people are wanting higher raises and wages to continue to have comfortable living standards.
Well, there will be a lot of debate on that, obviously, in these weeks ahead. Chad Hedrick, thank you, live at the state capitol tonight. And in the ongoing legislative session in Frankfort, redistricting continues to be top priority for lawmakers right now. How soon we could see the final vote on that coming up at 10:30. Plus, the League of Women Voters of Kentucky weighs in on it.
Well, turning to COVID-19 coverage, the state set a new record for new cases today. Here's today's full report. We added more than 9,000 new cases today, bringing the total to more than 895,000 cases. 29 new deaths were reported today. We have seen 12,284 since the start of the pandemic. The positivity rate is nearing 23%, a record high of 22.89%. The number of people in the hospital also up today.
As COVID-19 spreads wildly, thousands of schools across the country have canceled classes or are returning to remote learning. And the nation's highest profile music awards ceremony is being pushed back due to the nationwide spike in new cases. Bradley Blackburn reports.
A CDC advisory panel has voted to recommend Pfizer's booster shot for children ages 12 to 15. The move comes as the Omicron variant continues its record-setting pace. A new CDC forecast says cases and hospitalizations will likely increase in the coming weeks, with D.C., New Jersey, Florida, Georgia, New York, and Maryland seeing the highest rates. The 7-day average of daily cases is up 98% from the previous week.
Way too many people are not taking it seriously.
In Los Angeles, what's believed to be the county's first known case of flu-rona was detected. That's when someone is infected by flu and coronavirus at the same time.
We're in contact with the mother and child is in good spirits at home and doing well.
Public school classes in Chicago were canceled Wednesday after the teachers union voted to reject in-person learning because of the nationwide COVID spike.
When our district was fully remote, our children suffered. And that fell most disproportionately on Black and brown and poor kids across our district.
And the Grammys is among the latest major events to be postponed. In a statement, the Recording Academy and CBS said holding the ceremony on January 31st brings too many risks, given the uncertainty surrounding Omicron. A new date will be announced soon. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And as a note, the CDC advisory panel's recommendation still needs final approval from the agency's director before it can take effect.
The National Guard is returning to Baptist Health Richmond because of the ongoing COVID surge. Our news partners at the Richmond Register report it's the second time the Guard has been called in less than 6 months. On Tuesday, the hospital was treating just 19 COVID patients in total. They say 12 of those are unvaccinated. The National Guard left the hospital on November 15th, and now it will return on Monday.
And you can find all of our COVID-19 coverage right now on WKYT.com. You can also find that same information in the WKYT News app.
In Dawson Springs, a town hall meeting was held today at the city's community center there. Residents and storm victims had the chance to talk with officials from FEMA and the American Red Cross. Both organizations told those in attendance what they need to do to benefit from all of the assistance being offered. Mayor Chris Smiley is also encouraging those in need to get registered.
If they get a denial letter from FEMA, they still need to come down and bring that letter with them. Don't throw it in the wastebasket because they could have denied it for anything, birthday wrong, anything. So you need to come check it out. Don't throw it in the wastebasket.
The mayor added that another town hall meeting is tentatively scheduled for next week at the First Baptist Church there.
Frankfort police say officers shot and killed a man early today while helping police in Graves County. The Frankfort officers are helping provide security at the Graves County Fairgrounds, the main distribution site for donations for tornado victims in the Mayfield area. State police say early this morning a man approached the officers and fired several shots at them. The Frankfort officers fired back. The man died at the hospital. No officers were injured. The distribution site was closed for the investigation. It is set to reopen tomorrow.
We shut that down for most of the day to accommodate the police investigation, and as we got toward the end of the day, they decided to leave it closed until Thursday. We're going to come back in on Thursday. It will be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Thursday.
So far, the man who was shot has still not been identified.
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden was expected to be in Kentucky tomorrow, but that visit has now been canceled. The First Lady was planning to join Governor Beshear and First Lady Brittany Beshear to tour the Creekwood neighborhood in Bowling Green following those devastating tornadoes there last month. They were also planning to visit a FEMA State Disaster Recovery Center in Bowling Green. The incoming winter weather forced the change. There's no word yet on if that visit will be rescheduled.
A Mayfield tornado survivor who worked in the candle factory that collapsed is finally out of the hospital. Find out how he says he survived that storm.
And how a bakery helped dozens of drivers out during that huge traffic jam and snowstorm in Virginia this week.
Well, here's hoping we don't see scenes like that playing out across Kentucky, but the winter storm warning has now been expanded. It includes Lexington. We'll run that down in the latest snow forecast in just a moment.
In the last year, there was a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. Could it happen to you?
Somebody used my identification. They had a driver's license in my name, and they had actually purchased a $50,000 vehicle and drove it off the lot. I thought this only happened in the movies. I didn't know what to do, but thankfully I had LifeLock.
With LifeLock, you have a team of experts on your side. Every member gets identity theft detection and alerts, a U.S.-based restoration agent to fix issues, and LifeLock's $1 million protection package, providing experts and lawyers if needed.
My membership included coverage for an attorney, so I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. LifeLock provides the type of protection I need.
Help protect what's yours with LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. Call the number on your screen or visit lifelock.com. Use promo code MY25 to save 25% off your first year. Call right now.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-681-1550. That's 800-681-1550.
Do you have a high school all-star? Whether they're an all-star in academics, athletics, or the arts, WKYT wants to celebrate them. Go to WKYT.com/salute to all-stars and tell us why your high school all-star should be chosen for a chance at a $50 Mingy beef jerky prize pack. Then every Wednesday, the winner will be highlighted during WKYT News at 4. Salute to all-stars on WKYT.com. Brought to you by Mingy Beef Jerky.
Tragedy on a Lexington highway from a drunk driver going the wrong way.
This is one of those cases that stick with you throughout your career.
And it's happening a lot more than you think.
People are still making this choice because they don't realize the consequences.
How new technology could stop an intoxicated driver and make your roads safer.
No matter how safe you are, you can't control what's outside of your control.
WKYT investigates preventing drunk driving, Thursday at 6. This is WKYT, standing for you, however you stream.
Hi, everybody. WKYT First Alert Weather Day continues. Here we are tracking the cold air that is getting into town, and now the moisture is going to increase. And, folks, it's going to snow hard for a while coming up as we go into our Thursday, and it's going to cause some travel issues, to say the least. Let's take a look at the temperature map because we got to get those numbers down, and you can see where the front is. It is 27 now Covington, 32 in Lexington, 41 into London and Williamsburg, 43 here across. It's 45 still into Prestonsburg. But look where the winds are coming from, northwest. Let's see what's coming behind that. It's 16 in Indianapolis, 12 in Chicago, single digits showing up behind that. So that cold air is just being drilled into the Ohio Valley. And now we're going to throw moisture into that cold air. Winter storm warning. We said off the top of the show, this should probably get expanded to include Lexington and the BG Parkway. And there you go, right on cue. We get that expansion of the winter storm warning that now includes Lexington. This includes Jessamine County, Bourbon County, Scott County. We're not in this in Franklin County, but along the BG Parkway from Versailles down into E-Town. This just got expanded into northern Tennessee, deeper into Tennessee, actually. Hey, western Kentucky should be under this winter storm warning as well. They're going to get a nice little smackdown snow. So here's the overall snowfall forecast that is the current trend. Now, I've got to see a couple more models between now and 11 o'clock to see if I can up these numbers just a little bit more. But what I've done, I've moved everything just a little farther to the north. That was the trend earlier in the day. It's the trend later this evening as well. But this is a very sharp northern edge to snow or no across northern Kentucky into Cincinnati, the Kings Island area. But across Kentucky, yeah, it's not the case here. This is one of those that is targeting our part of the world all the way into West Virginia for a general now, 4 to 8 inches of snow. Lighter numbers to the north. Some pockets or some streaks in there of better than 8 inches may try to show up, especially across areas just south and southeast of Lexington. This is not a wet snow. This is going to be a powder snow, champagne powder. Skiers love that. This stuff with the cold air is going to be able to blow around tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. What will happen, though, is that it's going to cover roads. Road conditions are going to go downhill quickly. Road crews, bless their hearts, going to have their work cut out for them. Doesn't matter how much pre-treating we have done, the rates that are going to come down tomorrow. It's going to snow harder than it can melt or the crews can stay ahead of it. So you're going to have snow-covered roads for much of, especially late morning into tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. No ice. We got that going for us. Here's the radar trend. Western Kentucky, this is on the radar. It's not showing up at the ground, but it is on the radar, some streaks of light snow, and that's showing where this system is taking aim at. The heavier snows will develop right on top of western Kentucky as we go into tonight. And what's going to happen as this low gets into roughly Arkansas, late tonight, early tomorrow morning, we're going to see convective showers that go up here across West Tennessee initially. And then all of that switches over to snow, even into West Tennessee. They're going to be talking accumulations. And then that stuff really increases here across the rest of the region. So the timing on this, we'll get the worst of this around 10 o'clock in the morning through the evening. Widespread snowfall, several inches. Oh, yeah, wind chills tomorrow night below zero as those temperatures get down into the single digits on that 7-day forecast. But guys, make no mistake about it. Travel conditions tomorrow are going to go downhill very quickly. Doesn't matter which direction you are headed in.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. Plan ahead tomorrow if you have to be out for sure. In Mayfield, a worker at the candle factory is finally out of the hospital after being injured by last month's tornado. It was a big day for Jim Douglas, surrounded by family and hospital staff. Douglas is on the road to recovery after tornado debris nearly crushed him during his shift at the Mayfield candle factory. He says a wall collapsed on the right side of his head, and it happened so fast there was nothing he could do. He says he leaned on his faith to get him out of the rubble.
I prayed for God to get me out, and then after I was there for a couple hours, I prayed for him just to take me home because I couldn't take the pain anymore. But he chose to answer the first prayer, and he got me out of there.
He says he is incredibly blessed, but he still has a long road of recovery ahead of him. He says he needs to relearn some basic skills like showering, cooking, even brushing his teeth. But he says he was lucky because his home is still intact.
And home he is tonight. Well, over New Year's weekend, a Lexington-based nonprofit sent a team to Western Kentucky to provide meals to tornado victims. Food Chain sent a team of 7 people to provide drinks, bread, fresh produce, and other grocery items. The team went door to door and helped deliver 1,400 meals in Dawson Springs. The meals were prepared by food trucks from Madisonville. Volunteers also packed up food to deliver to tornado victims in Bowling Green.
This week, drivers were stuck on I-95 in Virginia for nearly 21 hours straight with no access to food or water. But there was also a bakery truck stuck in that traffic jam, and that company decided to use it to feed stranded drivers. Casey Holohan and her husband, John No, say they noticed the truck and called the company's customer service line to see if they could help. Just 20 minutes later, one of the company's owners called back, telling them and anyone else who was hungry to take whatever they wanted to eat.
He just told us about how their company is founded on helping people, helping the homeless, helping people in need. And so that was right up their alley when I called them. And he was so proud to be able to have helped.
Well, that bakery truck was able to help feed about 50 stranded drivers. Talk about, I guess, being in the right place at the right time.
Right.
And if they're stranded and they can help out, there you go.
Well, it worked out, huh? Well, how far would you go to help your child get a date? We'll show you what one mother did. That's ahead.
And why some couples could be sharing pets after they break up.
Other heating and cooling contractors in our area will add plumbing, electrical, and insulation. Here at Comfort Master, we concentrate on one thing, your heating and cooling.
Trust Comfort Master, where your comfort is our job.
Free is our favorite word, like free samples.
Yum! Joy. Thank you.
At Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. You don't pay anything unless we win your case.
Free samples?
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Things haven't been okay for months, and I've been blaming you.
Always something to worry about, isn't there?
Please just talk to me about what's bothering you. Is it the Natalie thing?
No!
Dad, how long is she gonna be like this? I don't know, man. Let's go. Want to make sure we don't attract any unwanted attention.
You mean the kind you get from flying around the world with Superman?
You're more of a liability than a hero. I asked you to be part of my team. What you asked for was my allegiance to America. But you refused to me. Because I gave it to the world a long time ago. Let me go with you, just to watch your back.
Clark? You left our son home alone to have...
No, this is a national security situation.
No, it is a family situation.
Superman and Lois. New episodes Tuesday, January 11th. Only on the CW.
Start your day with WKYT Mornings.
Because every morning is something new.
Catching you up on what's going on.
Firefighters estimate 30 to 50 acres went up in flames last night.
Giving you the first alert to changing weather. The showers get a little closer late tonight, and then they are here on top of us.
We'll get you ready as you get ready.
That's right. Mornings made easy.
Your day starts with Victor, Kristen, and Jim on WKYT Mornings. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7. We've got the history, all the plays, All the wins, all the passion. They haven't gone away. We've still got the experts, the fans, and all the coverage. Nothing will ever change how we feel about this team. Because we are all blue. And we will always stand for Kentucky. Everyday Kentucky is all new and every morning on WKYT.
We love where we live.
And we are excited to tell the stories of everyday Kentucky.
We're going to be here every day with where to go, what to do,
and what's happening now.
Bringing you the bright side of the bluegrass every day.
And we're here
every day, showing you how you can shop local and help support Kentucky business owners.
There's so much to see and do.
And every day we'll see you at 9 a.m. on WKYT.
WKYT First Alert Weather, only on WKYT.
Welcome back to WKYT News here on the CW Lexington tonight. Some odd stories have made the news today.
And here are some of those odd headlines tonight.
In New York, a mother has rented a billboard in Times Square trying to find her daughter a boyfriend. Beth Davis, who has been diagnosed with terminal cancer, calls herself her daughter's wingman. The billboard reads, "Date my daughter," with a picture of 30-year-old Molly, who is from Boston. And Beth made the billboard as well, giving her seal of approval. No word yet on how Molly is reacting to the advertisement.
I hope she's reacting to it well, but that's a nice gesture, I guess. Well, there is a new greeter at the Prague Zoo, Cooper, the wombat. Zoo officials say it has taken several years for the facility to get its first wombat. A few weeks ago, Cooper arrived at Prague Zoo from Hanover. After a mandatory quarantine period, he is now able to explore his new home. The zoo is now trying to obtain a female partner for him so that he won't be lonely. Wombats are native to Australia and dig entire underground labyrinths to live in. They're also nocturnal, hiding in their burrows during the day and emerging to feed at night. And Cooper has already started to dig his own burrows, which is a good sign of him adapting to his new environment. Now, if we can just get him a girlfriend as well.
Maybe that'll work out, right? Well, a family in Denver accidentally donated their cat to a thrift store. They were giving the store a recliner and didn't realize that the cat was hiding inside it. He popped out inside the store. Employees scrambled around and then called animal control. They were able to get back in touch with his owners, and they were eventually reunited. Store employees say they're thankful for the donation and glad that that story has a happy ending.
Yeah, that was a close call right there.
Pretty big cat for that, too.
It is. If you ask the Pope, he might say that the family was better off without the cat. Today, Pope Francis called couples who have pets instead of children selfish. He also called the decision a detriment to civilization and claims it leads to a loss of humanity. He advised couples who cannot biologically have children to consider adoption, and it wasn't the first time that he has criticized couples who prioritize pets. Pope Francis made similar statements in 2014.
But despite what the Pope says, people do treat their pets more and more like children these days, including in divorce settlements. In Spain, judges will now consider a pet's welfare when couples divorce. It could lead to shared custody of pets. France and Portugal have now passed similar laws. Now judges will have to determine where the animal will fare better, and that determination will be based on the animal's well-being.
I've known some couples that have gone through that and tried to figure out where their
Right.
furry friend is going to live, so it's not always easy. Well, the bluegrass is still on snow watch. How crews in Lexington are preparing ahead of the winter weather.
And lawmakers in Frankfort are still working to get redistricting done. We'll explain the divisions between the parties ahead.
At Bluegrass Orthopedics, we are constantly striving to be on the cutting edge of practice and technology. This is why we're the first in the area to acquire the Stryker Mako robot to assist our physicians in knee surgeries. The Stryker Mako robot is the pioneer of robotics in orthopedic surgery and has the industry-leading experience in orthopedic robotics. This allows our doctors to be more precise and allows you to recover faster and with less pain. Bluegrass Orthopedics and Bluegrass Specialty Surgical Center, serving athletes of all ages.
Floor scuffs, tears, and nasty scratches. Forget them for good with Ruby Sliders, the chair leg covers that stretch to fit most chairs and make floor marks a thing of the past. Slide it here, slide it there, slide it anywhere. Just slip them on and keep your floors looking like new. They fit any size or shape furniture leg and glide effortlessly. Forget flimsy felt pads and caps that don't fit. Just stretch it on and slide it. Call or click now to get Ruby Sliders for as low as 99 cents with free shipping.
Salute to All Stars on WKYT.com. Brought to you by Mingy Beef Jerky.
Something happened to me. You were there that day. Do you know what it was?
It may have something to do with people like us.
What are you talking about?
What you call icon living?
Are you a superhero? No.
My powers are beginning to manifest.
You are exceptional.
Naomi, new series this Tuesday at 9/8 Central, only on the CW.
As meteorologists, we hear it all the time. That's Kentucky weather for you.
It's true. Weather around here can seem complicated and disrupt your day.
Heavy rain gearing back into parts of central Kentucky.
But that's why we're here, working for you to make it easy to understand.
That's the actual frontal boundary itself, so you can see that significant wind change with it.
So when you get the first alert, you'll be ready wherever you are to keep your family safe.
It's not complicated. We cover it all. WKYT First Alert Weather, only on WKYT.
2022 is here with more celebrities.
Tim, Harris shoot it in.
I need a ride home, though, just in case.
Wow.
That was a perfect round.
Now you're just showing off.
More Meredith. Final answer?
Different game.
And more winners.
Dial.
Celebrate with 25 words or less.
You're up to 40,000 in cash and prizes.
25 words or less. Weekdays at 12:30 on the CW Lexington.
Catch Cash Daniel every week talking with local athletes about what they do outside their sport and in their communities on Players Corner Off the Bench with Cash Daniel. Every Thursday only on Everyday Kentucky on WKYT. Brought to you by UK Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back in. We've been telling you about it. There is a winter storm warning out tonight for much of our region. Chris is going to have the latest track on snow coming up in about 10 minutes.
And a reminder to you that Fayette County Public Schools are closed tomorrow due to weather. We have school closings running at the bottom of your screen right now and on WKYT.com as well. And road crews have been busy pre-treating roads around the Lexington area and much of the state. They've put down salt brine. That's to help drivers once snow starts falling. It will prevent icing, and it helps out the city's winter weather supplies.
Inexpensive. It allows us to use less salt, which is more ecologically sound, and there's a whole host of things in our favor.
Lexington Streets and Roads has a few drivers in quarantine right now, but the deputy director says they have hired extra help to prevent any staffing shortages. Our WKYT First Alert weather team will keep you prepared on air and online for the incoming winter weather. Keep up with the forecast on your phone with the First Alert weather app, and you can find the latest weather alerts and radar right inside that app.
Let's catch you up on some of the news that you may have missed today. Tonight, Nicholasville police are searching for this man. He is Kenneth Strange. He's wanted for murder. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Tonight, officers think he is in a black 2019 Jeep Renegade, and they say he could be with Shirley Shoemaker. Police are concerned for her safety. Strange is accused of shooting and killing a woman inside his home on Lauren Drive. Police have reached out to several other agencies in the area to help them try and track Strange down. If you see him or know where he may be, you're asked to call police immediately. University of Kentucky police are trying to determine the scope of a large-scale burglary case on campus. The former contracted worker, Christian Lowe, is facing charges for at least one theft from Boyd Hall. UK police say students reported missing items from their rooms Sunday. While investigating, police say they noticed a trend. They say Lowe used his maintenance badge to access about 860 suites in 4 residence halls. More than 1,600 students could be impacted.
Students that have received their emails, there's a call center set up. All that information is out there, so they can call or email if they feel like something is missing from their room and report that.
According to arrest records, Lowe admitted to police that cash that he took from a room where he was in Boyd Hall was at his home in a closet. And Boyle County is mourning the loss of a beloved teacher and pastor. Dr. Yolanda Weathers died yesterday morning after suffering from a stroke back in October. She taught math at Bate Middle School. The Danville community is reflecting on what she meant to them, and so is her family.
Because I don't think she knew of the impact she had on people's lives. I wish she could see this. But I know she knew she was loved and admired by so many.
Dr. Weathers was 45. Services are Saturday at Vision of Church Holiness from 9 a.m. to 11.
Tomorrow marks the one-year anniversary of the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. Attorney General Merrick Garland says the government will find and prosecute anyone involved in last year's attack on the U.S. Capitol. To date, the FBI has arrested more than 700 people, and they're still looking for 350 others who they call violent criminals.
Those who assaulted officers or damaged the Capitol face greater charges. Those who conspired with others to obstruct the vote count also face greater charges.
17 Kentucky residents were charged for their roles in the riot. 6 pled guilty, including a former UK student. New tonight, a Northern Kentucky student is accused of taking part in the Capitol riot. Nicholas Brockhoff of Covington was arrested in May and indicted in August. He is circled in these pictures from the FBI. Brockhoff says that there is now facing 8 felony counts, including assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers, use of a deadly or dangerous weapon, and obstruction of law enforcement during a civil disorder. He has pled not guilty. Brockhoff is being held without bail while he awaits trial.
You could be voting for different people to represent you in this year's legislative or congressional elections. It's all because of population changes made known by the 2020 census.
Kentucky lawmakers have advanced several bills that detail new districts for representatives, state senators, Supreme Court justices, and for the state's 6 congressional districts. And WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more on the debate that the changes are bringing to the state capitol.
Every 10 years, the Constitution requires lawmakers to draw new districts.
If you move one county around, it will ripple throughout the state.
2 legislative panels easily passed the new maps. This year was the first for the Republican majority to do it. Several incumbents, both Republican and Democrat, will be running against each other.
Am I just like an outlier these things just don't apply to my neighborhood, or is it something else?
You border heavily District 40. We had to move District 40 quite a bit to make sure that we maximize minority representation.
In the congressional map, one of the more drastic changes was found in the 1st Congressional District. That is the seat held by James Comer. It starts in western Kentucky, goes all along the Kentucky-Tennessee border in southern Kentucky, and up the 127 corridor to also include Franklin County. Comer currently owns a home in Frankfort. The bill to draw the new congressional maps, like the state Senate maps, passed that committee 8-2.
This is the kind of thing that I believe we're here to make sure doesn't happen. The fact that my constituents are now going to be represented as the same constituents from Fulton County makes zero sense.
The House passed their new district maps along party lines, but Republicans say they're trying to undo harm done when they were in the minority.
Their interests were just thrown to the wolves. Why? Because they vote Republican.
What was decried as so horrible that happened in Jefferson County happens in Bowling Green, Covington, Hopkinsville, Richmond, and several other cities.
Both full House and Senate chambers could vote on their respective bills Thursday, with final votes coming Saturday. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And the House panel also voted to extend the candidate filing deadline to January 25th because of the changes. It's currently set for this Friday at 4 p.m.
New tonight, the League of Women Voters of Kentucky released a statement today on the latest redistricting maps. The league says the fast track on these bills limits the public's time to review them, analyze, and comment on them. The league also commented on the new boundaries and what they call an effort to prioritize current office holders. Going forward, the League of Women Voters is asking for the 2022 filing deadline to be reset and an extended timetable to decide new districts.
New tonight, we're learning more about why Senator Rand Paul is quitting YouTube. Back in August of last year, we reported that he was suspended from the platform for violating its COVID-19 misinformation rules. In the video, Kentucky's junior senator claimed that cloth masks don't work in protecting you from COVID-19. Here's his reaction.
I think it's galling and arrogant. They censored one of my speeches that I gave on the floor of the Senate. And then they've said that I cannot say to people that cloth masks don't work. Well, they don't work, and I'm trying to save lives. If your grandmother's 80 years old and she has COVID and your grandfather's taking care of her, guess what? If they want to be safe, you should tell them the honest truth. The N95 mask works a lot better.
The senator said he is moving his content over to Rumble. The CDC's guidance on masks does not specify whether to only wear cloth or an N95. It says to wear one with 2 or more layers of washable, breathable fabric. The mask should completely cover your nose and mouth and fit snugly against the side of your face. Some health experts in Kentucky are encouraging people to wear N95 masks more often now because, unlike a year ago, they are in stock.
We have another check now of Kentucky's COVID numbers. The state added more than 9,800 new cases. That shatters the previous record. Kentucky is nearing 900,000 total cases. 29 more deaths were reported today. 12,284 since the start of the pandemic has been recorded. The positivity rate is up more than a full point to a record high of 22.89%. The number of people in the hospital also up today. Concerns regarding hospital capacity during the recent COVID outbreak may have less to do with the availability of beds and more to do with the availability of people to treat the patients. U of L Health says 400 employees are out sick. 120 of them provided bedside care. Hospital leaders say they were already feeling the strain from this surge.
We are dealing with a short staff situation and people being out with COVID, just like every other large business in Louisville is. But on top of that, we are, unlike many other businesses that are kind of declining, we're facing a surge.
Elective surgery will be limited to outpatient cases only at Baptist Health Louisville to preserve available beds. New tonight, the luck has not run out for a pair of Eastern Kentucky brothers who keep playing the Kentucky Lottery. They have won not once, not twice, but 3 times.
This is William and Earl Grace holding up their 3rd check of winnings. The two were part of a team that won $200,000 off the Powerball back in 2010. They also won $400,000 in another group, and this time it's $100,000 on a scratch-off ticket. The brothers split the prize. They'll each take home about $35,000 after taxes. They say they plan to pay off bills with their winnings, and you can bet they'll keep playing the lottery, right?
I think they should keep going. I mean, if they've got that kind of streak going, just keep going.
Luck is theirs.
Kentucky wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson has declared for the NFL draft after a historic season. Lee Kay has the details coming your way in sports.
Now, winter storm warning continues to get expanded to include a whole lot more real estate, and we may not be done just yet. We'll track the trends for heavy snowfall in just a moment.
Need a reason to get up? Try a sausage McMuffin with egg or a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Buy one, get one free. Only on the app. Breakfast. It's on.
Rheumatoid arthritis is a silent disease. I have been coming to the Arthritis Center. My infusions actually started back in July. They made me feel so comfortable. I would suggest the Arthritis Center of Lexington. I mean, it's awesome.
In the last year, there was a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. Could it happen to you?
Somebody used my identification. They had a driver's license in my name, and they had actually purchased a $50,000 vehicle and drove it off the lot. I thought this only happened in the movies. I didn't know what to do, but thankfully I had LifeLock.
With LifeLock, you have a team of experts on your side. Every member gets identity theft detection and alerts, a U.S.-based restoration agent to fix issues, and LifeLock's $1 million protection package, providing experts and lawyers if needed.
My membership included coverage for an attorney, so I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. LifeLock provides the type of protection I need.
Help protect what's yours with LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. Call the number on your screen or visit lifelock.com. Use promo code MY25 to save 25% off your first year. Call right now.
Color me unamused. Double these plates up, or you could have a total mess on your hands.
Don't get paper plates that can leave you feeling blue. Get Dixie Ultra Plates, 3 times stronger than the leading store brand. Dixie, make it right.
We got work to do. The star is only as good as the person wearing it.
Everyone's a hero in their own story and a villain in someone else's. You have changed.
Hard not to.
There's been a whole lot of ups and a whole lot of downs.
I'm on the right path now. I don't want to be the one calling the shots.
You've got more people on your side than you even know.
But I can answer that call.
Walker. New episodes return Thursday, January 13th, only on the CW.
I'm Detective Benson. This is Detective Stabler.
My gut feeling is this is the tip of the iceberg.
So let's go crash his party. You want to know what we care about? We care about the truth.
SVU, weekdays at 11 on the CW Lexington. Big storm or clear skies, you need to be prepared for whatever is out your door. That's why WKYT First Alert Weather is alerting you first. Every weekday on Facebook Live. Brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air.
Let me pay back to the cook.
I want to pay. Did you do Mrs. Meyer's assignment yet?
$1 any size soft drinks are always $1. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
And we continue with our WKYT First Alert Weather Day. Folks, we've given you well advance notice of this impending snowstorm and Arctic cold that is coming in behind it. And now it's up to Mother Nature to figure out, and old man Winter to figure out exactly how much they're going to dump in terms of the snow in your backyard. I think it's quite a bit. Take a live look at, we'll take a live look at the radar in a moment. Here you go with the updated data through Friday with that First Alert Weather Day snowstorm and Arctic cold as confidence continues to increase for a widespread 3 to 8 inch snowfall, 2 to 3 inches in the north, 8 maybe locally higher inches showing up across sections of the southern and eastern parts of Kentucky. Winter storm warning, Lexington. This is our first since back in February, and that was just expanded about 45 minutes or so ago to include Fayette County. Includes Bourbon County back into Nicholasville, Jessamine County, Woodford County, and southwest along the Bluegrass Parkway toward E-Town. That is the corridor we have been pinpointing all day, and with each model run that comes in, I keep edging those totals just a little higher and pushing this stuff a little farther to the north. We've got that 4 to 8 inch northern line right on top of Lexington. Very sharp cutoff, though, across the north and northwest, but that is the potential for a lot of snow to fall. And it's going to come down really, really hard tomorrow. And my concern is for travelers into the late morning and especially into the afternoon. It's going to snow harder than road crews can keep up with it. So that's going to lead to some issues. Hopefully, we don't see anything like what happened over in Virginia a few days ago. Fingers crossed on that one. Snow showing up in the clouds here across southern parts of Illinois. That stuff is not reaching the ground as of yet. There's your Arctic cold. There's your wave of low pressure, and what will happen is this thing zips toward the Mississippi River. First thing tomorrow morning, you're going to see moisture all of a sudden just beginning to develop. So the radar tonight's not going to look terribly impressive. This isn't like we're watching this big band of snow that comes at us. It's going to develop across western Kentucky and western Tennessee, and then the farther east it gets, it really expands and turns heavier. So that's what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. So if you look out tomorrow morning on the radar in western Kentucky and all, it's not a whole lot, and you're thinking, It's not much. And all of a sudden, that thing's going to explode on top of us. So periods of snow tomorrow, kicking into high gear 9, 10 o'clock to our west, 10 o'clock or so in the morning, and then through the evening across the eastern part of the state, widespread. Heavy snowfall is likely. So we've been talking about computer models like this one. This is the brand new NAM. And this is only taking into consideration snows based on a 10-to-1 ratio, where an inch of rain would equal 10 inches of snow at 32 degrees. Well, the temperatures tomorrow are going to be noticeably colder. So we're not dealing with a 10-to-1 ratio like this shows. So even if all things were equal, this is what this computer model says you're going to get at 32 degrees. We're not going to be at 32 degrees. You're going to be closer to the 20 to 25 degree range. So it's going to be a 15-to-1 ratio. So that means the totals are going to come up. There's an outside chance tomorrow that somebody across eastern Kentucky winds up with a double-digit snowfall. And some people out there are going, please let that be my backyard. 7-day forecast with the temperature trend into the single digits and a wind chill below zero, guys, Friday morning.
After putting together the best single season by a Kentucky wide receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson is taking his talents to the next level. The junior wideout officially declaring for the NFL draft this evening. In Robinson's only season in a Kentucky uniform, he set school records for total receptions and receiving yards and brought a new dynamic to the Kentucky offense with his speed and his toughness. His encore was 10 receptions for 170 yards in the Citrus Bowl, including that 52-yard reception to set up the game-winning touchdown. Kentucky nose guard Marquand McCall, he's also played his last game as a Wildcat. McCall officially declaring for the NFL draft today. He wrote a letter on Instagram where he thanked his coaches, teammates, and the Kentucky fans. McCall will represent UK one final time in the East-West Shrine game on February the 3rd. Well, there was more than one thing that went wrong for the Wildcats in Tuesday night's loss at LSU, including poor shooting from beyond the arc in the first half. With Xavier Wheeler injured and Oscar Sheboy in foul trouble, the Cats went 1 for 11 from three-point range before halftime. But Kentucky found its range in the second half, hitting 7 of 13 from deep and giving themselves a chance to win.
We're a resilient bunch, and we showed a lot of resolve and toughness. We showed an ability to come out of halftime after really an abysmal shooting performance in the first half and had the capability to make some shots. But we got to clean up on execution, turnovers, getting key rebounds. It's very evident that when you're on the road, everything becomes that much more important, all the little things. And we didn't do a good job with the little things tonight.
Georgetown College football hired Chris Oliver as the Tigers' new head coach in mid-December. Today, he was formally introduced. Oliver built Lindsey Wilson into a gridiron juggernaut seemingly overnight. Now he replaces Bill Cronin, who won a pair of national titles with the G-Men. Oliver had been curious about this job for quite a while.
Honestly, as Coach Cronin approached 200 wins a few years ago, I started to say, I wonder how long Coach Cronin's going to go. And when he announced his retirement, you know, the timing, we had just lost in the national semifinals that Saturday prior. He announced his retirement that Monday, and you know, Brian and I reached out to one another, and it was just a great mutual fit. Tough decision, but we're very excited about that.
And that's sports. We'll be right back.
Everyone knows Oak Factory is selling furniture right off the floor, but once it's gone, it's gone. Desks for your new laptop, sofas and recliners for all the movies you're watching, dining for all your entertainment needs. So shop Oak Factory where you can take it home today.
2 loads of snot-covered laundry. Only 1 will be sanitized.
Wait, what?
Adding Lysol laundry sanitizer kills 99.9% of bacteria. Detergent alone can't. Clean is good. Sanitized is better.
Days like this start like this. WKYT has all the information you need on air, online, and on your phone. WKYT closings.
At VisionWorks, we want you to feel safe, and we want you to see yourself in your new glasses and think, ooh. But if you get home and your ooh is more of a you have 100 days to change your mind. That's the VisionWorks difference. VisionWorks. See the difference.
Bro, one more time. Where's the grip? Let him cut from a
Jif peanut butter.
That flow crazy.
It's that jiffing good. Ludacris changed his flow for it.
Things haven't been okay for months, and I've been blaming you.
Trying to help her, I just really don't know how.
Sorry to hear that.
Always something to worry about, isn't there?
What you asked for was my allegiance to America.
You refused me.
Because I gave it to the world a long time ago.
This is a national security situation.
No, it is a family situation.
Superman and Lois. New episodes Tuesday at 8/7 Central. Only on the CW.
Get ready, get set, go. And the morning race is on. Making breakfast, getting the kids dressed, getting yourself dressed, and out the door.
Mornings can be rough.
But don't worry, we'll get you ready as you get ready.
Catching you up on what's going on.
Lexington city leaders are moving forward with plans.
Giving you the first alert to changing weather. There's a frontal boundary that's making its way into the area.
Start your day with Victor, Kristen, and Jim on WKYT Mornings. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7. Tragedy on a Lexington highway from a drunk driver going the wrong way.
This is one of those cases that stick with you throughout your career.
And it's happening a lot more than you think.
People are still making this choice because they don't realize the consequences.
How new technology could stop an intoxicated driver and make your roads safer.
No matter how safe you are, you can't control what's outside of your control.
WKYT investigates preventing drunk driving, Thursday at 6. Closed captioning on WKYT is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank.
All right, everybody, let's check what is trending tonight on WKYT.com. It has been a busy news day here at WKYT. The incoming snow is what readers want to know more about tonight. There is a winter storm warning out for much of the area for Thursday. Right now on WKYT.com, you can find Chris's latest call for snow, what areas may see more than others, and the most up-to-date alerts. You can also check WKYT.com to find out if your child's school is closed tomorrow. Another big story our viewers are following: a murder suspect wanted in Nicholasville on the run tonight. Some new details from police. They think the man they're looking for, Kenneth Strange, is in a black 2019 Jeep Renegade. You can find the latest update to this story. And rounding out the top 3 stories, an unusual burglary at the University of Kentucky. Police say one man who is now a former contracted employee got into hundreds of suites at 4 different residence halls. Find out what he is accused of taking and how students can get help. That's right now on WKYT.com, where you can always find it inside the WKYT News app.
And you're right, the stories kept coming in today. And ahead on WKYT News at 11, we'll be live in Frankfort after the governor's State of the Commonwealth address. His message to Kentucky after a year that threw a lot of challenges at the Commonwealth. And we'll have another look at the state's record-shattering COVID report and some of the measures that hospitals are now having to take. Before we go, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Yeah, we've still got this winter storm warning, and this has actually now been upgraded for Lexington. Does include much of the Lexington metro. That will go through Thursday and into Thursday evening. Winter weather advisory to the north coming up here in just a few minutes, guys. I'm even adjusting the new call for snowfall.
Uh-oh.
All right, very important. We'll be watching them. We hope you see us at 11. Thanks so much for...
The new year is a great time to refresh your home's look at the Burke Furniture New Year's Sale with huge savings throughout our 65,000 square foot showroom, plus 0% financing too. The Burke Furniture New Year's Sale, going on now.